Today we're looking at decimals with remainders in the smallest unit. So yesterday we looked at when there's a remainder, bringing it over to the next column in order to continue to divide. With this, we're going to look at when there's a remainder in the smallest unit. So if you look here, the smallest unit is tenths. So this will show us what to do when there's a remainder in that tenths place. We'll have to move over into the thousands place. So the first thing I want to do is just represent my number on the place value chart. The children will use beans or dots in class on paper. The homework, I think it's drawing dots. So 1 whole and then 7/10 would look like that if I was drawing a picture of it. And then I want to separate it into 2 groups. So what I want to do is make sure I have 2 groups down at the bottom. And sometimes it helps the kids to number them, and that way it helps them visualize that they're separating it into 2 groups. So this 1 here, obviously it's very clear that I can't separate this 1 into 2 different groups. So what will happen is it will come over here into the tenths column, but it will come over in the form of 10. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that will get rid of this guy right here. So now I have, if I count these all up, I have 17. If I split 17 into 2 groups, I have 8 in each group. And 8 times 2 is going to give me 16. So what will actually happen is I will have 1 left over. So the farthest my problem showed up here was to the tenths place, but I will need to move this 1 over into the hundredth spot. So again, when I move it over, it's going to turn into 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I moved that one over so I can get rid of it. So now 10 split into 2 groups is going to be 5 in each group. And get rid of these up here. So now, if I look at my problem, I have a 0 in the ones column, and I'm not counting all of these together because they're split into 2 groups. I'm just going to count the number that are in each group. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the 10th spot. And then in the hundredths, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left over. So what happened when I tried to divide, because I couldn't finish the problem in the tenths place, I had to go over into the hundredths place. We'll get one more like that. Okay, actually we'll look at this one because they're asking you to do the place value chart and the standard algorithm. So with this one, I have ones, I have tens, oop, not in that order though. Okay, so in this one I have ones, I have my tens place, and then I'm going to go into probably the tenths place, and I'll draw a column for the hundreds place in case I need to go that far, which probably I won't. And because they want me to split it into 4 groups, at the bottom I want to make sure I have 4 sections here. And again, I usually tell the kids to number this, and that way it's a little more, makes a little more sense for them visually. So there's 4 groups there, and they can see that there's actually 4. So I have 1 tenth, I have 7 ones. Whoop, I got carried away there. Okay, I have 7 ones, and then I have no tenths right now. So the problem exists, first of all, when I go to try to divide this 10 into 4 different spaces. I can't do that because there's only 1. So I'm going to move it over to the ones column as a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I can erase it from here because I moved it. So now I have 17 in this column. I have 17 ones, which if I try to split them 4 ways, I can put 4 in each column, and again, think about my multiplication facts. 4 times 4 will give me 16. Well, I had 17, so that leaves 1 left over. So I have my 16 here, and then 1 left over. So because I can't continue to divide, I can't split that 1 4 ways, I'll push over into the tenths column, and that gives me 10. I'll erase it from here. Okay, 10. If I try and split that 4 ways, I have 2 in each column. 2 times 4 is going to give me 8. So that would leave 2 left over. And I would take these 2 and push them over into the next column as tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have moved those over. So now I have 20, and I want to split it 4 ways, which will give me 5 in each column. And I just split all 20 up because 4 times 5 will give me 20. So if I look at my number now, let me see if I can extend the page a little bit. So if I look at my number, I now have 0 tens, okay, I have 4 ones, and I have 2 tenths and 5 hundredths. So when I divided, I ended up with 4 and 25 hundredths. Let's look at that on the standard algorithm so the kids can see the parallel between what's happening. So I have 17 divided by 4. I want to get as close, I can't go into the 1, so I'm going to go over and group this as one whole, 17. So I want to get as close to 17 as I possibly can without going over. So I have 4 times 4 will give me 16. If I subtract it, I get 1. Now because I have that remainder, I want to keep going. I know that there is a decimal there even though I don't write it, so I'm going to bring it up here. And now I have a 0 there that I can bring down. So 4 goes into 10 twice. And again, there was my 2. You can see my 2 each there. 2 times 4 is 8. If I subtract it and bring down the 2, okay, there's still a remainder. So I have a blank space, which we know is the same thing as a 0. I bring my 0 down. And now I have 20. And remember, that was my 20 dots up here. So 4 will go into 20 5 times. There's my 5 dots. 5 times 4 is 20. And I have no remainder, so I can stop the problem now. And again, I get the same answer, which is 4 and 25 hundredths.